Last November was a pretty amazing time for me and for most of us on this commission. We had just elected a Democrat president of the United States. Many of us on this dais had spent months raising money, speaking at functions, organizing neighborhoods. It was a special time. I guess before I continue, I should recognize the elected officials. And then I'm going to start over again. For continuity, we have our own sheriff, Broward County Sheriff Alan Birdie here this morning. Thank you very much, Sheriff Birdie. State Senator David first. So can we edit out the first part also? Take two. Last November was a pretty busy time for me and for most of us on this commission. We had just elected a Democrat president of the United States. Many of us on this dais had spent months raising money, speaking at functions, organizing neighborhoods, housing workers. It was a special time. As President Obama warned the nation of the many challenges facing the country, so too was this commission staring at our own set of challenges here in Broward County. I think whether we're in Washington, D.C., Tallahassee, or here at home, we have all learned a lot this year. The enormity of the problems facing families, students, and governments has never been greater. I began my term as mayor full of enthusiasm and hope for a change in the county. What I learned is that enthusiasm is tempered by the cold, hard realities of this economy and the politics of today.
It's very hot.
I would like to report a year full of good things for this county. And while there are good things to talk about, the truth is our families are hurting, our economy is struggling, and government is struggling along with it. Early in the year, I read a column by Nobel Prize-winning economist Paul Krugman. He said, when government stops spending, the recession will worsen, and the economy will head into a place it may not recover from. Yet many chose not to heed his advice, and instead we all went on a crash diet of government. While the president sought to stimulate the economy by supporting state and local governments, Tallahassee passed laws to strangle local government and choke the air out of our ability to begin capital projects and provide services. Elected officials, myself included, felt we had no choice but to cut our budgets. Here in Broward, we set about a really painful process of determining how to pass a budget that still provided a level of service we could live with while not raising taxes on our residents. This decision left us with a budget gap in excess of $100 million in the taxpayer-supported general fund. We spent hours listening to our staff present the grim realities. We listened to speaker after speaker asking us to protect those services most important to them, all the while remembering that our own family, our own employees here in the county were also watching, waiting to see what would happen to them and their families. I am proud of our Broward County employees. They kept the county functioning at a level and with an enthusiasm that belied their concerns and fears. We all knew we had responsibilities to find the right balance of budget cuts and still deliver a budget that met the needs of the county. The budget reflects the conscience of the commission. Our commitment became our practice. Property tax reductions with as minimal an impact as possible, and a promise to avoid the loss of jobs whenever possible. We started at a war of words with the sheriff, but once the posturing ended, we found an honorable, dedicated partner in Sheriff Birdie. Together, we found ways to reduce his costs and budget and still have him look across the table and tell us that he could do his job and protect the residents of Broward County. I salute the other constitutional officers as well, Roy Parrish, Brenda Snipes, Howard Foreman, Mike Satz, and Howard Finkelstein, for their participation in finding solutions to our budget crisis. Our professional staff, led by Kayla and Marcy, and their staffs deserve a special thank you for their efforts and long nights staring at spreadsheets. Thank you. To each department head who faced uncomfortable choices when asked to reduce spending, I appreciate your professionalism and commitment to the residents of this county. Thank you. The vast majority of property owners will see a reduction of $246 in their property taxes. The $3.3 billion budget decreased by $314 million compared to this year's budget. The millage rate in Broward County remains at 4.889. Perhaps our greatest success was saving jobs. Originally, this commission sadly prepared to lay off 250 employees. In the long run, Broward County's human resources placed all but a handful of employees into full or part-time positions. For those who could not be repositioned, We agreed to extend their health care benefits for 9 months as they seek new employment. Parks and libraries, however, took a big hit. So too, our ability to fund transportation at a level we wish we could. Public art projects have been largely scaled back or eliminated. My hope is that we find ways to lead and stimulate our local economy, and that Broward County can be a constructive partner with the business community and try to find new industries to attract while propping up and supporting our existing businesses and workers. We know that our biggest business, the growth and construction industries, no longer exist in Broward County. Some would say that's a good thing. I would not. We have many neighborhoods and regions of this county in need of renewal and reinvestment. We as county government cannot sit with our heads in the sand and search for every tool we have to get people back to work and enhance our community. Our residents are hurting: plumbers and electricians, roofers and drywall installers, landscapers and architects. These are the people that built this county that today have no jobs and no hope. We cannot ignore them. Our tourism industry fell by 5.5% fewer visitors, and a similar decline was felt in hotel occupancy and overall tourist-related revenue. Our convention business was modest, and I believe an expansion of the convention center and the construction of a convention center hotel are necessary to jolt our convention business. I sometimes think that our ability as a commission to face these issues has been compromised by politics. I shared the president's hope when I became mayor, but I found myself in a commission bogged down by Seatgate and Blackgate, issues our residents could care little about, yet the press chose to feature them on their pages. There have been many good things to talk about this year, however. First, the courthouse. After experiencing setbacks on the commission and at the ballot box, I asked Commissioner Lieberman to use her wits and intellect to find a solution. I appointed a task force under her leadership, and with the support of Chief Judge Vic Tobin, Clerk Howard Foreman, and State Attorney Mike Satz, I am proud to say that the embarrassment of a leaking, creaking old courthouse will soon be over. A new cost-effective facility that will serve the residents of this county is now finished in design, and I look forward to the groundbreaking. Thank you to the members of the task force, and thank you, Eileen, for making it happen. Now the airport. I am proud of our airport staff, and especially Kent George. Fort Lauderdale-Hollywood International Airport will finally start down the road to make it all it can be. The approval and imminent construction of the new south runway will open doors to the future for our county and provide much-needed relief and improved safety to our air traveling public. Not to mention the added benefit of hundreds of new jobs. The result will be worth what's been years of squabbling on this day as political posturing and outright nasty attacks by residents impacted by the expansion. I have been the subject of most of the angst and venom directed by the residents who have been impacted by the expansion. I've been put names in the blogs by gutless wonders who hide behind made-up names and who make disgusting slurs about my religion, my beliefs, and my service. Like several of my colleagues who fought tirelessly against the expansion, I am proud to have fought for it. I believe it is the right thing to do. I understand the disruption of life and evaluation of properties that will occur for the residents most impacted by the expansion. I will continue to support every possible option to assure their quality of life while balancing that against the needs of the county as a whole. There have been other successes at the airport this year. We saw the expansion of service from both JetBlue, who moved to Terminal 3, and Southwest. Tomorrow, we proudly welcome Virgin America with non-stop service from Fort Lauderdale to San Francisco. Over 21 passengers used FLL this year, almost matching our 2007 high of 22 million. I know each of you was as tickled as I was to see the Oasis of the Sea docked in our brand new Terminal 18